Welcome to Atmos Sleep. We bring you relaxing sleep stories inspired by unique personalities. Tonight, we travel alongside Neil Armstrong on a journey of celestial wonder. As you nestle into your comfort, allow the anticipation of lunar exploration to ease your mind and lull you into serene slumber. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the story unfold. Your tranquil voyage begins now.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
In the depths of a velvety night, where even the sky seems to hold its breath, Neil Armstrong finds himself immersed in quiet contemplation. It's the eve of his journey to the moon, and the air around him is thick with hushed excitement and whispered hopes. Armstrong sits alone in a dimly lit room, reviewing the mission details for the umpteenth time. The room is stark, but comfortable, a sanctuary designed for deep focus, furnished with sleek consoles and cushioned chairs that seem to hug your body. Pages of technical schematics and mission objectives lay spread out on the table in front of him, bathed in the soft glow of a desk lamp. The pale light casts gentle shadows, creating a halo of calm that circles the astronaut. Yet, Armstrong's mind is already traveling through the expanse of space, drifting among constellations and cosmic wonders. A subtle grin spreads across his face, like the first glimmer of dawn, as he imagines the lunar surface, untouched and inviting. A soft chime rings out, interrupting his thoughts. It's a reminder. Time for the final briefing. Armstrong stands up, his movements as smooth as flowing water, and heads toward the meeting room. Along the way, he passes several engineers and scientists, all absorbed in their work. They look up, their eyes meeting his, and you can see the reflection of shared dreams in their gaze. No words are exchanged, yet an unspoken understanding fills the air. This mission carries the hopes of many, not just those who will journey to the sky. As he steps into the meeting room, Armstrong is enveloped by a focused energy, akin to the magnetic pull of a celestial body. Charts, graphs, and models of the Apollo 11 spacecraft adorn the walls. His fellow astronauts, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins, are already there, their faces a mosaic of determination and quiet excitement. They exchange brief nods, each acknowledging the gravity of the adventure that awaits them. The briefing commences, but Armstrong feels as though he's floating in a dreamlike state, buoyed by a profound sense of purpose. Every word from mission control, every slide presented, feels surreal, like a haunting melody that stirs the soul. The room listens intently as the final checks are reviewed, safety protocols reiterated, and timetables confirmed. And then, the moment that galvanizes them all. They are told that weather conditions for the launch are optimal. The sky will be clear, and the cosmic ballet that has been in rehearsal for years is finally ready for its grand debut. As Armstrong leaves the meeting room, the weight of the forthcoming journey settles over him like a warm, reassuring blanket. He returns to his quarters, his sanctuary of solitude and sits down once more. His eyes skim over the mission details again, not for reassurance, but as a form of meditation, a ritual of mental alignment. It's in this tranquil atmosphere, amidst the symphony of soft lamplight and muted night sounds, that Armstrong finds his peace. The sky above Cape Kennedy is a deep, endless black, punctuated only by twinkling stars that seem to wink conspiratorially at the Endeavour below. Neil Armstrong rests inside the Apollo 11 command module, encased in a spacesuit that feels like a second skin. He is accompanied by his fellow astronauts, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins, each ensconced in their own tranquil bubble of thoughts. Outside, the Saturn V rocket stands tall, a towering monolith of human ingenuity, pointed skyward like an arrow aiming for the heavens. The atmosphere inside the module is thick with both literal and metaphorical oxygen, charged yet calming, an echo of the sanctuary Armstrong had left behind. He feels a symbiotic relationship with the spacecraft, as if they breathe in unison. The final countdown begins. The numbers are not just digits, but a synchronized mantra that reverberates through his entire being. 10, 9, 8. Each second ticks away like the soft beat of a heart, steady and reassuring. 3, 2, 1. And then liftoff. A controlled explosion of energy propels them upwards, but within the command module, all is placid. There's a moment of ethereal stillness as they pierce through the atmosphere, each layer giving way like veils of mist. The earth falls away beneath them, a sapphire jewel gradually shrinking in the distance. Armstrong feels a serene detachment, as if watching a beloved film reel fade out. The roar of the rocket engines becomes a background lullaby, guiding his thoughts deeper into the quietude of space. As they ascend, the pull of gravity lessens, replaced by a newfound buoyancy that makes each movement feel like a dance. Floating in this zero-gravity environment, Armstrong experiences a tranquility he's never known. It's as though the universe has cradled him in its arms, offering a silence that's both expansive and intimate. The ship's onboard systems hum softly, a comforting symphony of reliability and precision. Armstrong glances at his companions. They share an unspoken camaraderie, a collective sigh of relief as the initial stage of the rocket separates smoothly. They are now truly on their way to the moon. In this weightless domain, their bodies may be confined by the spacecraft, but their spirits are free, soaring through the cosmic ocean that stretches infinitely around them. Armstrong reaches for a control panel, his movements unhurried, like a painter delicately stroking a canvas. Every touch, every adjustment, is a note in a lullaby sung by the universe itself. As Apollo 11 hurtles through the interstellar medium, Neil Armstrong is immersed in a celestial tranquility. The spacecraft is now beyond Earth's pull, guided by the invisible strings of cosmic gravity. The void outside the module is not a threatening emptiness, but a soothing expanse, like a black velvet curtain laid out for a cosmic performance. In this velvety void, time itself seems to unravel, giving way to an eternal moment. Armstrong glances through the spacecraft's window, and what he sees is a meditation. A chiaroscuro painting by nature, where light and darkness waltz in cosmic harmony. The stars are not mere points, but radiant blooms of light, each with its own silent melody that he feels deep in his soul. Inside the spacecraft, the soothing hum of Apollo systems serves as a gentle reminder of earthly ingenuity. It accompanies the soft sound of his and his crewmates' breaths, as if each inhale and exhale were a quiet ode to life. With Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins busy with their own tasks, Armstrong finds a unique solitude. Each astronaut seems to dwell in a private cocoon of contemplation, held together by a web of shared mission and unspoken brotherhood. As Armstrong floats in this womb-like enclosure, he begins to reminisce. He recalls his childhood nights spent stargazing, his eyes tracing the celestial pathways his body now traverses. He remembers the earthly landscapes, Ohio fields, Californian skies, that served as early muses for his lunar dreams. But his memories are not distractions. They're grounding anchors that add layers of meaning to his journey. Even the simple act of sipping water from a pouch becomes an elevated experience. The droplets float in the air like pearls, and as he catches one with his mouth, he imagines it's a tiny moon, a small miracle in a universe full of them. Apollo 11 moves gracefully, as if carried by invisible currents, and Armstrong's anticipation grows. The lunar landing is not merely an endpoint, but a threshold, a gateway to yet another expanse of mystery and quietude. His heart fills with a sense of approaching pilgrimage, as though the moon itself is calling him, welcoming him to a sanctuary where time and space meld into one. Apollo 11 begins its descent toward the moon, moving like a celestial waltz dancer in an otherworldly ballroom. Neil Armstrong feels the spacecraft realigning itself, as if whispering secrets to the silent lunar surface below. The dark side of the moon is a canvas of deep grays and blacks, an art piece shaped by the hands of ancient collisions and cosmic winds. As they get closer, Armstrong senses a strange but soothing juxtaposition. Here, in this remote corner of existence, far from any human touch, he finds a resonance with the Earth's own primeval landscapes, untouched deserts, hidden caves, and the deepest recesses of the ocean, where sunlight never reaches. His eyes scan the craters and valleys approaching below. They are not mere geological features, but poetic verses written in an ancient cosmic language. Each curve and edge tells a story of its own, a lullaby sung by meteorites and cosmic dust over millennia. His own heartbeat is steady but elevated. This is not anxiety, but awe, a deep reverence for the imminent rendezvous with a celestial companion that has watched over Earth since time immemorial. It's as if he's about to meet an old friend for the first time, someone who has observed him from afar, quietly sharing in his triumphs and heartaches. As the lunar surface beckons, Armstrong thinks about the footprints that will soon mark the moon's untouched regolith. They will be the first human signs, but certainly not the last. Like ripples on a quiet pond, these small impressions will herald a tide of cosmic exploration, dreams, and perhaps even solace for souls seeking tranquility among the stars. As the lunar module separates for its final approach, a serenade of soft mechanical clicks and shushes fills the cabin. Armstrong and Aldrin exchange a glance. It's a glance of immense trust and understanding, free of words, yet full of meaning. They are, at this moment, both participants and observers in an event that will echo through history and individual lives alike. In the lunar module, named Eagle, the two astronauts prepare for the grandest moment of their lives, and perhaps of human history. The atmosphere inside is thick with an almost palpable air of stillness. Time itself seems to hold its breath as they initiate the landing sequence. Dials spin, and soft lights blink like the eyes of nocturnal creatures. Armstrong's hands move over the controls as if guided by intuition. In this pivotal moment, he feels more like an artist than an astronaut. The spacecraft is his brush, the moon is canvas, and this descent, his masterstroke. The fuel gauge indicates they are running low, but Armstrong remains the embodiment of composure. The spacecraft shudders gently as they initiate the landing engines. Armstrong and Aldrin feel a tingle up their spines, as if the moon itself is sending them a shiver of welcome, or perhaps of warning. Either way, it's a reminder that they're not alone. The universe is a symphony, and they are merely playing their part in this cosmic concerto. The soft murmur of ground control filters through the speakers, their voices tinged with an edge of expectancy. Words are exchanged, but they're mere background noise compared to the interior monologue each man is having. For Armstrong, it's a kaleidoscope of thoughts about life, space, and the enigmatic quietude that only the deep void can offer. As the lunar surface rushes up to meet them, the anticipation reaches a fever pitch. The spacecraft's thrusters puff out a sequence of miniature clouds, slowing their descent. It's as if they're gently pulling the reins on a wild stallion, guiding it to a tender stop. And then, contact. The module lands with a soft kiss onto the moon's surface. A sensation of weightlessness envelops them, as if they've become one with the cosmos. Armstrong utters the historic words, "The Eagle has landed."
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
But even as he says them, he knows that words can hardly capture the gravity of this moment. The entire Earth, in its nocturnal beauty, seems to breathe a collective sigh of relief and awe. Back in the spacecraft, Armstrong and Aldrin share a look that transcends friendship, duty, or even nationality. It's a shared, timeless understanding that they've partaken in something far grander than themselves. As you listen to the story, the ambience of that cosmic feat envelops you, cradling your thoughts in a blanket of tranquility. Your eyelids feel heavy as you immerse deeper into this dreamscape, where earthly concerns seem as distant as the moon itself. Armstrong and Aldrin step out of the lunar module, finding themselves in a world of utter stillness, a tranquil sea of black and gray. The moon's surface beneath their boots feels both alien and strangely comforting, like stepping onto a fresh blanket of snow on a quiet winter night. They're the first humans to touch this ancient, untouched land, and the significance isn't lost on them. Armstrong takes his iconic first step, and utters words that reverberate through history. But here, on the moon, they fill the silence like a gentle whisper in the night. It's as if the moon itself has stopped to listen, its barren landscape a captive audience to this monumental human feat. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, he says. And even though billions on Earth are hanging onto his every word, here it feels like an intimate secret shared with the moon itself. The two astronauts go about setting up experiments and collecting samples, tasks that feel almost meditative in the moon's reduced gravity. Each movement is a ballet of precision, a dance of science and wonder. As they plant the American flag, it stands not just as a symbol of national achievement, but as a universal beacon signaling the limitless potential of peaceful exploration and united dreams. Aldrin joins Armstrong in taking photographs, capturing their footprints as they disturb the moon's pristine surface for the first time. The moon's surface takes their footprints like soft, moldable clay, preserving this moment in its ageless soil. Every click of the camera feels like a gentle heartbeat in a realm where time itself seems to stand still. They return to the lunar module, but before re-entering, Armstrong takes one last look at the Earth rising in the distance. It appears as a blue and white gem against the vast black canvas of space, glowing softly like a bedside lamp in a child's room. It's a humbling sight, making the astronauts feel like cosmic wayfarers finding their way home by the light of a celestial guide. The door of the lunar module closes behind them, and as they prepare for the journey back, they share a glance of mutual understanding. This moonwalk, brief as it was, will forever be imprinted in the annals of history, as well as in the tranquil recesses of their own minds. It's a moment that feels both grandiose and deeply personal, like looking up at the night sky from your own backyard and knowing that you're part of something unimaginably greater. In the cozy, confined space of the lunar module, surrounded by the tools and technology that made this miraculous journey possible, Armstrong feels a profound sense of serenity. It's the calm that comes from fulfilling a dream, akin to slipping under warm covers after a day of adventure and achievement. It's the moon's own lullaby, singing them to rest before the next chapter of their odyssey unfolds. In the lunar module, Armstrong and Aldrin go through their checklist with meticulous care, their movements precise, yet unhurried. The engines fire up, a low rumble that feels like the reassuring purr of a cat, and they begin their ascent back to the command module. The moon's surface recedes beneath them, but its tranquil aura stays, a lingering sense of peace in the depth of their souls. As they dock with the command module, where Collins has been awaiting their return, there's a shared moment of silent celebration. It's as though the moon has granted them a quiet blessing, a thank you for visiting while leaving its solitude undisturbed. It's the deep exhale after holding one's breath, the sensation of muscles relaxing after a stretch, stillness after a momentous event. Collins welcomes them back, and as the hatch seals behind them, there's a palpable shift. they've done it. They've journeyed to a world no one had ever touched and returned, safe and sound. It's as if they're enveloping themselves in a warm, familiar quilt stitched together by their shared experiences, the fabric of their courage and aspirations. The journey back to Earth feels like drifting back into a dream. The celestial bodies around them, the Earth, the moon, the stars, all seem to be humming the same comforting tune, a celestial lullaby that lulls them into a state of reflective tranquility. As the Earth grows larger in their field of vision, it's like watching a night turning into dawn, the first hints of sunlight peeking through a dark room. But the night isn't over, not just yet. For now, they're suspended in that magical in-between, where the world is still quiet and all is calm. Slowly, Earth's gravity takes hold, pulling them closer to the planet's inviting surface. Parachutes deploy with a quiet whisper, guiding them through the moonlit sky. They descend as if in a slow-motion ballet, twirling gently towards the waiting arms of the ocean below. The capsule kisses the water's surface with a soft splash, like a pebble tossed into a tranquil pond. A sense of immense relief, gratitude, and awe washes over them. They have returned, forever changed, their souls imprinted with the indelible marks of their celestial journey. As the recovery helicopters appear on the horizon, their searchlights cutting through the inky darkness of the night, Armstrong takes a final moment to reflect. The world that awaits them is abuzz with anticipation, ready to celebrate their heroic feat. Yet, in this secluded moment, he revels in the intimacy of their accomplishment, shared among the three of them in the silent expanse of the universe. Your eyes are closed peacefully, as if pulled by the same invisible forces that guided Armstrong and his crew safely back to Earth. You drift into sleep, your body weightless, your mind free, soaring towards a landscape of dreams, woven from the fabric of space and time.